I got a pre-printed thing here, stampwithjen.com, and you can sign up for that newsletter, and then you'll get all the updates, all Stampin' Up stuff. So I see June is with me. Hello, June. So today I'm going to work with these decorative masks. They are so pretty, and I've already done a card and a video which I'm going to post today or tomorrow with this, but I thought I'd do another quick one here today with you guys. This is in the mini catalog on page 65, and there's 6 different masks. I'm going to actually show them to you. And you can do all sorts of things with these masks, right? You can sponge through them, which is what we're going to do today. There's this butterfly one, which I'm going to use, and this floral one. Might actually be easier to see them against a piece of paper. Then this sort of viney background. Another sort of background patterns. This beautiful flower, which is like a 2-step version, and same with this one. So there's lots of cool things you can do with this. Oops, and there I go, turn off my lights again. I have one light that's right, seems to be right where my fingers touch all the time. So I'll show you a card that I made with this after, and like I said, there's a video coming out for that too. So I just put these guys away. I just have them stored in a regular stamp case. You can actually order these empty cases. I love them for all sorts of stuff. But I've left out the 2 I'm going to work with. So you can sponge through them, you can spritz through them, you could use embossing paste, you can do all sorts of stuff with them. So they're kind of cool. So let's start with that right away. So I've got a piece of cardstock here that I've already die cut, and the die cuts I've used are these ones. They're the scalloped contours, which are in the main catalog. And so I've used this one here. I like it because it's got the scallops and also a little bit of stitching on there too. Okay, so let me just put those off to the side. Put this guy over here. Okay, so Robin has already shared. Thanks so much. Nancy's here. Hello, and Estelle's here. Hi, guys. Nice to have you here with me today. So do remember to like, comment, and share, or one of the above, or even a heart would be nice too. And then I will put your name in the draw for winning this card next week. So I'm going to just put a little tiny bit of tape down there. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to take some masking tape. Now, normally I would use some sort of painter's tape. I should have moved this first. Let me move this first out of the way. Oh, I'm going to be all thumbs today, I can see. But I can't find my painter's tape. So I'm just using regular masking tape. So it's a little bit stronger, but that's okay. And I'm just taping off this flower that I don't want to show through. And the first few times I did this, I didn't bother taping it off. And if you're very careful, you might be okay. See, it's quite sticky on the back, so I'm just going to de-stick it now. But I found that I wasn't as careful as I'd like to be, so I'm also going to just tape off this little part here. I should show you, I'll show you after, I hope I have, yes I do, how these 2 butterflies work together. There's actually an image of it in the catalog too. And it's very cool, but that's actually not what I'm doing today, because I thought that was, you know what, here, I've got them right here. So there's one, so that's what they look like, and you can see that I didn't tape off, so I've got a bunch of sponging coming through. This is me practicing with the background, so these are just kind of scrappy things, but me practicing how to put that together, but it's very pretty when it's put together, as you can see. Okay, so let's retrace our steps here. I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to lay this down here on this white piece, and I'm going to just turn it ever so slightly, just so it's a little bit interesting. What do I want it straight on? I think I'm going to leave it straight on. Okay, and I'm going to then also tape this down here. Hopefully you guys can see that on the camera, but I can see the outline of that die cut down there, so I can see to center it, making sure it's equal distance all around there. Okay, so I'm going to tape that stencil down too. So the hardest part really is the prep for this, and after that is pretty easy. So I've got one of our blending brushes here. I see Chris there and Paulette there as well. Great. Hello to you all. So I'm going to use So Saffron, and I'm going to use one of the blending brushes. So the first thing I'm going to do is ink it up, but then I'm going to dab it off a little bit because that first pickup of ink is quite dark, and I don't want it that dark. So I'm just going to blend this on here, just rubbing. You can dab if you want to. I want it more of a smoother look, so I'm going to just rub. And I can see I've got a little bit dark there, so I'm going to go over here and make it the same. And just rubbing this ink on. So this is So Saffron. It is the lightest of our yellows. And when you're sponging like this, the harder you press, the darker it's going to be. So it totally depends on what look you want, how you go. Okay, I'm just kind of trying to roughly make it even. It's never going to be perfect with sponging, and that's okay because that's the look we want. Okay, so then I'm going to close that up. I'm going to put this brush over here so it'll mix it up. These brushes, by the way, are super easy to wash. You just rinse them, and they might have a little bit of a stain on them, but as long as the water is coming clear, you're good to go. I usually let them dry overnight, and sometimes I'll put even a little bit of soap on there, like Dawn soap. So I'm going to take this other stencil, and I'm going to lay this on top of this one, and I'm going to tape it down again. Actually, I think I'm going to turn it this way. I have a reason for this, and I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to put some tape here, and a little bit maybe up here. Okay, and I'm going to take Bumblebee, which is another yellow. It's just a little bit darker. I see Karen there as well. Hello, Karen. Okay, so same technique. I'm just going to dab off a little bit to take some of the darker ink off, and then I'm just going to rub this on here. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. And thanks for your likes and your hearts and stuff. Appreciate that very much, and your comments. Okay. So I'm going to lift off that one little piece of tape here. I'm just going to flick it up so I can see. So I can see it's quite dark on that side, but not so much on that side. So I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm sorry, that is my iPad dinging. There we go. So I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to leave that one there for a second. And I'm going to peel this one up. Oh, how pretty is that? Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Isn't that gorgeous? So imagine different colors, and you know, there's all sorts of things you could do with this. But I'm now going to take a piece of the same same cardstock as the ink, which is Bumblebee. I'm going to put a little bit of tape on there again. I'm going to get this straight. I'm going to flip my stencil over again. I think I'm going to move this over just a smidge. I had the right idea first. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to use a little bit of this tape here. Hold on while I mute I muted everything else, but I forgot the iPad. Hold on. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to take that ink and I'm going to just sponge it on here. I'm just kind of going in little circular motions because you see that one I didn't dab off. I can tell already it's going to be dark right there. Because this is a very filled in template and I don't want the brush to catch anywhere. And I don't need this to be perfect, it's just background. But it's kind of cool because it's going to carry that pattern through. So, anyways, tell me what you're all up to this weekend. I'm just going around the edges, making sure I'm getting all the edges there. Anything exciting going on? I know in this COVID world it's all a little bit boring, but maybe there's something interesting you're doing. So I'm going to pull it back. You can see that one spot right there where I dabbed the ink on before I brushed it off, and I can see it's quite light in that area. So I'm going to flip this down again, and I'm going to add a little bit more right in that center of the part there. Although you're actually not going to see it from where I'm going to put the butterfly. Oh my goodness, I don't have words today. So it really is the outside that I care about the most. Oh, that is so pretty. I love it. Okay, a little bit more maybe on this corner. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. I can keep going, but it's so pretty, and what's cool is now you've got like matching designs. Okay, so let me pull this out of the way and we'll put the rest of the card together. So then I would just take a baby wipe and wipe that off, or you could run it under the sink if you want, whatever you want. Just gonna put it over to the side here. And let's see here. Terry's there and she says, very pretty, thank you. Okay, so I am going to just fold this gray granite cardstock in half. And then I've got this piece here, and I've got a piece of gray granite ribbon. So I'm going to put some of this on the back. Okay, I probably just used way too much tape, but that's okay. I know it's not going to go anywhere. This is a card for you guys, right? When you comment or share or like my video, then you'll be in my draw. So I'm going to put this over. I like this gray granite ribbon because it's got like a sheen to it. I'm going to grab my ribbon scissors. Okay. Make sure the card is going the right way. Now a card like this with a kind of darker interior, it's It's not that bad. You could still write in there, but if you wanted to, you could add a piece of white to there. That might be nice, actually. And then I'm going to add this, and I need some dimensionals. This package of dimensionals is looking really rough because I fold it in half all the time, but it still works. So each corner, and I'm going to do the middle, but because I know the ribbon is roughly going in the middle, I'm going to kind of do towards the bottom of the middle, if that makes sense. And peel all that off. Paulette says that she's joining the group chat on Sunday. So demonstrators in my group, we're called the Junkies. And I'm going to put this on an angle, by the way. That's why I decided not to put it on an angle on the thing, because I thought I'll put this on an angle. Anyways, we have a... Oh my goodness, I totally forgot to stamp that. Okay, see, I obviously can't talk and stamp at the same time. I'm going to try... I don't know. I'm going to try and stamp this on the card already. Wish me luck. Normally, you want to stamp this before you put dimensionals all over it. Let's hope. I'm going to press down firmly. Oh, it worked. Thank goodness. It says, just a note. I love that saying, and it's probably a little lighter than it should be. And it is from this stamp set here, Cactus Cuties. And I just love this sort of thick font on there, so I thought that would be nice down there. It should be a little bit darker. I'll show you my original one, you can see. So I was saying, I think I can tie a bow and talk at the same time. As demonstrators, we get together and we do like a stamp and chat type thing every once in a while, where we just get together and on Zoom and we work on our own crafts, but we're there and we chat with each other, so it's kind of fun. So that's kind of one of the fun things we do as demonstrators. And that's run by one of my demonstrators, Diana Langman, so I appreciate her doing that. So I'm going to just trim this ribbon off on an angle, and then we'll get our trusty glue dots, which are right over here. And I'm going to grab my Take a Pick tool. And I'm going to grab, you know, I clean my place before I start working here. It doesn't seem to matter. There's always a little bit of hair. Sometimes it's cat hair, for sure. But I don't know, it just seems fuzz. Fuzz starts to get everywhere. Okay, so because that ribbon looks a little wonky, I'm going to make it go the way I want by putting a glue dot right there. Oh, and one is apparently on my finger. Let's try that again. Glue dot. I want it to go there. I'm going to force this ribbon to go the way I want it. And another glue dot right about there, so I can force this ribbon down. That looks a little bit better. Maybe one more up here. I am all thumbs today. Okay. And I think I need one more, which seems to be sticking my finger right here. There we go. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? And I think I might just trim this off too. You notice I always keep one pair of scissors for my ribbon, and that keeps them nice and sharp if you're not cutting anything else with it but ribbon. This completely fell off. Let's screw that right back in because I need it one more time. It's cute so far, isn't it? I love the matchies. Okay, so I've got, there's always tons of gems, but I'm going to use these ones. These are the 2020 to 2022 gems, in color gems. This is actually not the color Bumblebee or Saffron. It is Mango, I think, but they're so close, and there's a bit of sparkle to them. I'll hold it up so you can see the sparkle. So I really like the sparkle, but still the yellow color. So I've used quite a lot of those, as you can see. Okay, so let me hold it up so you can see. Check out the sparkle. Let me just make sure I can see it okay. Robin says she loves it. Terry says so pretty. Thank you. I love yellows and grays together. I think it's a really pretty color combination. And this gray granite, and again, can you see that sparkle in that ribbon? It's just really pretty because it's sort of like in between a beige and a gray. It's like a grayish. I mean, definitely more gray tone to it than anything else, but I love that. So here is my original. So it's pretty much the same. This is just a bit darker, which is kind of nice.